this is Nikki and I'm here to share the messages that I get from Spirit. And so this is such a cool message about the ducks or the geese that have been such a massive theme in this journey. And so I've just been watching this program and I couldn't believe it. One of the opening scenes, the first thing is about a cherry tree. It's a program called Anne of Green Gables, which I remember watching years ago when I was a kid. And basically this it's just come onto Netflix, and the first season is called the first episode is called Your Will Shall Decide Your Destiny. So basically the will at the moment is about, you know, following the heart, right, will decide your destiny, because that's where your destination is. So, and listen to this, because I was just started to watch it, and then she talks about the geese and the ducks. Now, listen to this, because if you've been following my messages for a while, the duck, I have a bronze duck on the crystal grid, massive, because it also is all about that they mate for life, and we've had it as a message. So here you go, a beautiful message. Today's healings, the theme has all been about past lives. So past lives coming up again to be healed, and letting go of everything that's blocking the heart, basically. So here you go, because this is just wonderful.
Is anything the matter?
No, nothing. I was startled by the geese, so. Don't you just love them? The geese. I do. They're a very romantical species of bird.
Well, I wouldn't know about that.
Did you know they mate for life? They choose each other out of all the other geese in the world, and they stay together until death do they part.
Well, we're pretty near home. Just another mile or so.
Home. What a wonderful word.
So she said that they mate, the geese, the ducks, they mate for life, and they choose each other out of all of the ducks. And then she talks about home. What a wonderful world. So that is just, I mean, so I'm just going to share some other messages that I've heard from people, because yet again, this journey is just so amazing. I mean, you know, who would have thought that this was going to be on this program? Your will shall decide your destiny. So this is why it's all about keep going into the heart. Right. So, I had done a healing for a lady, and I'd seen them give each other the sacred keys. So they basically opened each other's hearts and put the keys in each other's hearts. So she just sent me a note back to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry for late feedback. I've been at work. I saw the keys myself last week, and I think I sent you a message to say I had 2 car keys and 2 house keys in my bag. And I then had a vision of us using our keys to open our hearts. My TF is exactly as you describe. I have had chronic pain under my right shoulder for many years, which would never go even after osteopath treatment. I've just realised it was his heartache at the back of my heart chakra. I've just released it. It's now just a little on top of my shoulders. When I was driving to work yesterday, you must have just done the healing, as out of the blue I started singing a Scottish song that I relate to his higher self. Thank you for unlocking his heart. Happy solstice to you. So in that one, it was about unlocking. They had to unlock each other's hearts, because he had to know that actually she was his destiny, so he didn't have to be frightened and things wouldn't work out. So another message, the Stonehenge messages yesterday really touched a note for certain people around family stuff. And somebody said, thank you for sharing your time at Stonehenge. I loved the dad kissing his child's forehead. Amazing. It spoke to my heart and felt like a message even from my own dad in spirit. Tears are streaming. What you do for us all is nothing short of a miracle, I tell you. Please never stop. Ah, thank you. And then this one was another one. Thank you for the Stonehenge video. I'm quite emotional this morning anyway, as it is my beloved's birthday. And while I feel him very, very close spiritually and know we have always been doing this together, we are getting old and I love him so much and just want to see him. Seeing Stonehenge was quite amazing. It filled me with such gratitude. I've had healing with my father this past weekend, and Stonehenge is very connected to him for me as we visited when I was 12, and with my twin, who I knew I would find and sort about the day at Stonehenge. I remember telling my dad there was something more extraordinary in a field nearby, but it just wasn't time yet. Last year they announced some ancient goddess structure that was older than Stonehenge in that very field. All of these dots in your video are such an encouragement, and as soon as I watched it, I got on my knees to thank God for his grace and to remember that it is unfolding in divine time. Then I watched your second video where you talk about Grace. And Grace was the name of the horse that came through in somebody else's healings, right? So at the beginning of this as well, there is a horse, he's riding a horse as well. So I was like, oh my goodness. So another one. Good morning, Nikki. Thank you so much for your video you recorded directly from Stonehenge. It's been a very long time since I've been there myself, and I think I was 10 years old or so when I went there with my parents and my sister last time, and I still feel the magic of this place. Now even stronger than in those days as a child. I was crying when I saw your video. Wonderful. The energy is so strong these days. I don't know how everybody else from our lovely TF group feel or what others are going through these days. I can just feel a big clash between the motivating and loving messages I get from my twin from the 5D and on how spirit is testing me these days in the 3D. It really is helping me release all of the old unnecessary stuff. They really do their best to make me get back to doubt and fear. It's really tough, but as well, it's very, very interesting. And then this lady is looking at coming back to, she's moving to, planning on, her guidance is asking her to come to London, which is where her twin is. And basically she has to come to London this weekend because she's got to have, basically sort out things with her ex-husband. So she sends it, so this is the email, lots of like, you know, she's worried about money, worried about, you know, how will she move to a new country? How will things happen? Will she really like London? All of these things. And then she says, I understand that this is one of my tests and facing my fears, coming up just in time for the summer solstice and the new moon. So I started my healing prayer sitting here. And to turn it all around with faith, love and trust. And her prayer is, don't worry, let go of old fears, believe in abundance, you deserve the best, trust. You will always be provided with all you need. You will have a fantastic time in London no matter what, and all will work out perfectly. So I sent one back to her, and I'm going to read it to the message that I sent out, because when I send messages, it's like when I do the videos and the healings, it's just sort of like flows through. So it's all of our higher selves. So I sent her back saying, thank you for sending this. I know exactly how you feel. It's a total roller coaster. So many unknown things. I also am waiting for abundance to come and also have no idea where I'm going. It's totally pushing us to dream big, big and bigger, and to just have faith and trust in the journey. There's no excitement in comfort and settling. We are definitely being pushed to not settle, to live life to the full, to push the boundaries in everything, with no idea where it's really going to end up, apart from knowing that it's going to be amazing. Keep using the golden energies, stepping into more and more light, and trusting that the more you do this every day and feel the fear and do it anyway, the brighter your life will be. And then you'll just know that everything that happens with your twin happens for the right reason and at the right time. I guarantee when you bump into each other, all the hurt will disappear and you will feel like you've come home again. There's so much to look forward to. The thrill of the unknown is both challenging yet exhilarating. Keep going. Being brave and courageous is so much better than being comfortable. Good for you coming to London. It's a truly amazing city. I really don't want to leave, but we'll see what happens. Let the adventures begin and let your golden path light the way. Now, I sent that as a response back to her. I then get a response immediately back, and she says that she received a note from a friend. She says, the subject of the mail was, I received this mail 2 minutes after yours. It turns out that a really good friend of hers who knows her twin is actually going to be in London the weekend that the weekend that she was planning to come. She hasn't been in contact with her twin for a while. This friend of hers is going to be staying with her twin and he said let's get the three of them and her and her twin to meet up on over the weekend. So you see, absolutely anything is possible. When you put it out into the hands of the divine, you have to know that it is going to happen. So she says, Nikki, if this comes to 3D reality now, and if I get the job I was applying for, my first item in London I will buy is a lamp and a shade from you, because it will always remind me of you having helped me stay in the light. I promise. I'm going crazy here. My stomach is rotating. Love and light, and I pray for everyone that we stay firm and strong and in our hearts. Well, you know, if there's some very cool stories, right? Because, you know, that's just amazing. Out of the blue today, suddenly she gets a message. She's coming to London. Her friend's going to be here. He's actually staying with her twin. So he's saying, let's all get together. So there you go. I don't know how long she hasn't seen him for, but it is quite some time. And then the last one, the past life healing I did, she said, this is a note from her. She says, thank you for my healing, Nikki. I was getting goosebumps when I was reading it. I am getting signs and confirmations that we will be happy together again. I asked him to support me spiritually before I went to sleep, and I dreamed of him. I'm grateful for your daily videos, as they help a lot when I get doubtful. Your first video today reminded me of the time when he was trying to get me to move on and not to wait for him, but his soul is telling me otherwise. Thank you for inspiring us to keep going. Even if he's not talking to me at the moment, I feel him with me all the time, and I know we'll get back together soon. Well, there you go, because it's your destiny, right? It is absolutely your destiny. So if you want to have help, if you want to have a healing, then if you want to have an energy read, if you want to join the Crystal Grid, please do. It's only £20 to have a healing or a reading. And if you buy 2, you get 3. If you buy 3, you get 4, and so on. And so if you buy 8, you get 10. And they really are super powerful, right? Things really are shifting. It really is your destiny. If you're a twin flame, then it is your destiny to come together. You just have to live from your heart. All right, well, there you go. And remember, ducks, they choose their duck and they mate for life. So there you go. Never settle. All right, I hope that helps. Take care. Bye.